to my channel. My name is Julie D, and this is my channel all about cross stitch and the fiber arts. Welcome on in. And so this is my very first one. I don't really know what I'm doing, so we're just gonna wing it and go with it, and hopefully I'll improve as I continue to do this. So my intent is to share with you guys my cross stitch projects that I've been working on over the past month. So today is Saturday, August 1st, and happy Lunasa. This is the midway point between the summer solstice and the autumn equinox. So in case you were curious, we're halfway through summer. First, let me back up and introduce myself. Okay, so like I mentioned, I'm Julie D, and I live in Central Florida. I work full-time. I am a scientist. I work with fresh fruit and vegetable growers, and I manage a program which supports growers to follow good food safety practices. Let's see, I have two adult children that still live at home. My oldest is 24, Aries, and my son is 18. He just graduated from high school. His name is Jake. And then I'm married. I have two cats, and I have a dog that recently passed away. My sweet bears. Let's see. I just love to craft. I'm dabbling in sewing a little bit. Mostly I'm doing the cross stitch right now. But I like to try all kinds of things out. I like to cook. I read, mostly romance, sometimes mysteries or just general fiction, sci-fi, fantasy, that kind of thing. So yeah, okay, so now that I got that out of the way, let's jump into it. Okay, so my first fully finish is this right here. And this is from Primrose Cottage. It's Strawberry Quilt. I stitched it in June and finished it at the beginning of July. And so I had a day where I started making pillows. This was, I made like 4 or 5 pillows, maybe a little bit more. I've got them all here with me because I all did them on the same day. This was my first attempt at making a pillow. So I used crushed walnut shells with a little bit of polyester fiberfill. I just like the crushed walnut shells because of the weight it gives. It kind of has that beanbag feel. Let's see. This is the fabric is a 16 count Aida by Bee Stitch Me in the color Toe Beans. So I used the DMC conversion for the floss, and I got just some little trim here from 123 Stitch. I think it's the Lady Dots Create, something like that. And then this was just a little piece of fabric that I had. So yeah. Okay, so that was my only finish that I finished in July. I do have fully finishes from previously in the year that I'll go ahead and show that I fully finished this month. So I finished this little guy. This I stitched in June. I bought this, it's like a little frame that came with like, you know, a saying inside at a thrift shop for like, I don't know, $1, maybe $2. And what I did was I just, you can see on the back, I just wrapped my cross stitch around the little wood board with the saying. I don't really do anything fancy, but this was Stitches by Ethel. I think, let me flip through my notes. Yes, okay, so this is called Strawberry Moon. I got this at the Lindy Stitches event. Don't remember what it was called. It was the spring one. Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, I got this from there. Now, I did modify it. So, I wanted to stitch it on this green fabric that I had. I did modify it. There was a little patch of green underneath these strawberries that I just eliminated because I had the green fabric. And I think I had to darken the green that I used. This is 18 count Aida. By the Kitten Stitcher, in the color Turtle's Neck. So anyway, I thought it was cute for, you know, everybody likes to do strawberries in June. So that's that one. This was 2,000 stitches roughly. So, yep, I think he's really cute. She has a whole series. I think she's got other ones with the little moon, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Okay, and then I have a couple more pillows. So this was the very first pillow that I attempted to make on that day that I made pillows. So this is 2 Owls by Crochet A Go Go. This came in the Cotton and Twine. I subscribe to the Cotton and Twine box. It is a subscription out of the UK from, I think, Historical Sampler. I can't remember the exact name. Anywho, so Crochet A Go Go has a 4-part series where she has these 2 animals representing each one of the seasons. So this is the winter one. So you can see it says winter there. And this is stitched on 16 count Aida. This is just a Zweigart. I don't remember the color. Let me see if I have it written down. Fawn. This is in the color Fawn. And it's just a plain Zweigart. Now this was my first one. And also the subscription box that I get comes with the fabric and the trim. It's like a little box, so you get cute little things in it each month that match, kind of coordinate with the pattern. So this was my first attempt, and what I realized is I did not have enough crushed walnut shells to really completely fill this, so this has a lot more polyester fiber fill in it, and I didn't like that. So I made this one first, and then I went to the store trying to figure out where I could buy walnut shells, because originally what I had bought was this tiny little package from Amazon, and you need a lot. Like it was one package and it didn't even fill up this one pillow. So everybody says that crushed walnut shells are lizard litter. So I went to our local pet shop, and the lizard bedding that they had was not crushed walnut shells. I don't remember what it was. So anyway, I went to 2 pet stores. I couldn't find it. So my daughter, my oldest, did her Googling magic and found out that there was a local store, Harbor Freight Harbor, that had a 25-pound box of crushed walnut shells. I guess they use it for glass etching or glass sanding. I don't know. So they had it in stock. I went and I bought it. So then that's why I was able to make more of these pillows. This right here was almost 4,000 stitches. So it's 3,900 stitches. And I finished this back in February, but just this month got around to finishing it. So this is the winter one. And I also have the autumn one. So this autumn one is 2 foxes. Same designer, Crochet to Go-Go. And this is the back. Cute little plaid. Let's see this one. You know what? I think I finished this one last year. Yeah, I think I finished this in the fall of last year. So I don't really have any stats on it. I know that it's also a 16 count because the subscription I get is a 16 count Ada. And I'm not sure of the color. It looks to be the same. So I think it might also be fawn. Anyway, roughly about the same size, I'm sure, as the owl one. So there's 2 others, a summer and a spring. I haven't stitched those yet. Okay, and then the last 3 pillows that I have are this little cute little trio. That says summer. And this one I added a little piece of fabric, coordinating fabric on the, whoops, on the bottom to try and just elevate it a little bit. And then I have this. Now these are, I think this is summer, let me see. It's called Summer on the Square. Summer on the Square, this is by Scissortail Designs. And I stitched this on 16 count Bee Stitch Me. You're gonna notice I stitch a lot of things on Bee Stitch Me fabric. That's because I'm in a monthly club. And I'll share a little more with you later on that. And then this one. And this was the color Hearthstone. Hearthstone. So this I finished in June, and it is about 2,300 stitches for all 3. Okay, and if I didn't show you the backs. So anyway. Okay, so those are all my finishes. Now, let's move on to what I've been working on. Okay, let me go back to my notes. Okay, so my stats for July are, I worked on 13 projects. I stitched a total of 30 days this month. I missed 1 day. And then my total number of stitches are 22,345. So yes, I do a lot of stitching. Pretty much that's all I do in the evening. And I have 3 new starts this month. So, well, I guess I'll start with my whips and then I'll do new starts. Okay, so, or is this a new start? Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll start with my starts. Okay, so this is called Summer Sunflower. This is by Robin Pickens. She has a series, I think, 1 for each season for this. So, Summer Sunflower. This month, I started this and I stitched 1,547 stitches. So this one's really not that big. Hold on, let me get my stats for this. So just to let you know, I pretty much, even if I buy a paper pattern, which I should show you, this is what it's gonna look like. So here's what it would look like. If I buy a paper pattern, I put it in markup. I like to use my iPad to stitch with. And so what I love, because I'm a little stat nerd, I like to know how, like, my progress level, you know, so it will tell me how many stitches are in there, and then the percentage I'm at. I just like that kind of thing. So I'm currently at 34% complete. So I think that's pretty good for 1 month, right? 34%. This is stitched on, let me see here. This is stitched on, you're gonna notice I only stitch on Aida. I don't stitch on linen. I haven't tried it yet, not brave enough. This is 18 count, Grace Notes fabric. Balsam fur is the color. This is kind of like a, it's almost like a light greeny blue color. I don't know how that's coming across in the camera, so I'm not sure if it's coming across accurate or not. And so this one is 106 by 106. And it's going to be 4,500 stitches. Okay, so that was one of my first starts this month. I also started, okay, the next one I did, now you're gonna have to bear with me. Oh, also, I like to make project bags, like just to do like the patchwork. This is fabric I got from Primrose Cottage. They often will do like a fat quarter bundle, and I'll get it and just use it to make a bag with. So I've got a couple projects in here. Okay, so let me get this out. Okay, so let me put this on this board here. First, let me show you the pattern. This one is called In Nature by Blueberry Ridge. I just love Blueberry Ridge's patterns. I just like her designs. I thought this was so pretty. So this is where I have gotten to. So this is, whoops, oh my gosh. All right, let me clip this. So this is 201 by 160. So this is fairly bigger. There's a lot more white space, but it's gonna be close to, well, it's 10,196 stitches. I have stitched, let's see, 1,449 stitches, which brings me to 14% on this one, 14%. This is stitched on 18 count, no, 16 count. This is by Be Stitch Me, and it's called A Little Classy. I would describe the colors in this. It has like a, it's like mostly kind of like blush colored with a little bit of like mauve, taupe, and a little bit of like light periwinkle blue. It's, at first when I got it, I was like, what the heck am I gonna stitch on that? But then when I did a floss toss with these colors, oh, I thought it looked so good. Let me show you the colors. By the way, I mostly just use DMC. So Blueberry Ridge does use like fancy floss, but I just used her DMC conversion. And here is kind of what that would look like. I don't know if you can see that, but I just thought those colors look so pretty with this fabric. So yeah, anyway, so that was In Nature. by Blueberry Ridge. It is called Welcome Home. This is a new one, I think, that I saw just get released, and I was like, oh, I have to have that. So I just really liked the colors, the simplicity of it, and it's really actually not too big. That's one thing. I get intimidated by those houses when they're like ginormous. This one is 147 by 85. Now this one did not have the full DMC conversion. She is using some DMCs, some fancy floss. So when I kitted it up just as is. So I am using fancy floss for this one. And this one, I still have it in the hoop. I guess I'll leave it in the hoop, or this guy. So you can see that. So I just started it, so I haven't made too much progress on it. Working in the grass down here. That red is a vase. This one is also on 16 count Be Stitch Me, a little classy. So again, when I just started putting floss on this, I just thought it looked so good, this fabric. Here's the flosses for this one. Okay, so there we go with that. That one is 8,845 stitches. I've stitched 900 stitches, which brings me to like roughly 10%. Okay, so those are all my new starts. Whips. Okay. All right, so let's start with my Museum After Dark. So I am stitching the Lola Crow Museum After Dark stitch. I have it in this project bag I made for it. I don't remember what fabric this is, but it just kind of had like skeletons and maps, so I thought it looked museum-y. And I made like a cute little zipper charm, and it's a little stegosaurus. Yes, I gotta be extra, you know how it is. Okay, so I am caught up with it so far. This week is a break week. Well, I should say I'm caught up with all the stitches. I haven't done all of the back stitch. I left the frame itself. I haven't back stitched it. I was thinking to leave that for the end, but a lot of the exhibits I've caught up on the back stitch, except the Triceratops skull. But so here we are. Isn't that fun? Now let me tell you, this is a very finicky cross stitch. We're all over the map. There's so many color changes. Yeah, it's kind of a pain. I will say, thank goodness that usually the exhibits are only like 800 to 1,000 stitches, so it's easy for me to do them in that week. So that has been nice. This is, let's see. Yeah, okay, so this is 18 count, Picture This Plus Valor. Now, I think according to Lola Crow, this is going to be 196 by 185. And I believe we are halfway done. So I think she just posted Exhibit 7, which was the Triceratops head, and this little guy hatching out of the egg, which I think is so cute. Let me see here. I'm not really sure how many this is though, how many stitches. I don't have that total because every time I load it into markup, I only load the one section, so I'm not really sure the number. of stitches. So I won't probably know that till the end. But anyway, yeah, this is a beast. A beast. I'm pretty sure a woolly mammoth is gonna go here. Like, doesn't it look like his legs and maybe like the head and then the trunk? That's my guess. Alrighty. That'll be fun. I bet you that's gonna be the last exhibit though. All right, so this was Museum After Dark. Okay, ooh, Fruit Dove Frenzy. Okay, so I got this is a bag here that I got from Millennial Fabrics, does their Threads of Wonder. This was a Thread of Wonder from earlier this year. Anyway, I have my Fruit Dove Frenzy by Boomerang Stitches in there. So that, let me see, I just bought a digital pattern, so let me see. Let's see here, dang it. Okay, this is the orientation. Isn't quite right, but you'll get the idea. So this is Fruit Dove Frenzy by Boomerang Stitches. I just love the way Boomerang Stitches designs, and I love the block stitching. Like, this one is just chef's kiss. Love it. Okay, so let me show you. Let me first put it on here. I'm very excited about my fabric choice for this one. Okay. Look at this guy. What do you think? Okay, so this is on Dolomite by Fiber on a Whim. I really, now when Amity designed it, she put it on just white fabric, but I really wanted a color that would make the green and purple like really pop, and I thought at first like an orange fabric, but that's a little too much for me. But then I thought maybe like an orangey pink, like a peachy color, and this Dolomite, chef's kiss. So this is 18 count, at least I think so. 18 count. Let's see, what are the stats with this baby? I'll keep it in case you're stitching and you want to look up. Let's see here. 179 wide and 197 high. So it's going to be a big boy. Let's see. I have stitched a total of 6,903 stitches, bringing me to roughly 37%. And it's just a fun one to stitch on. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, I say. Okay. Okay, so Cats and Cocoa. I am stitching Cats and Cocoa by the Artsy Housewife. Oh, this was one of the very first bags I made. So don't look too close. It's a little janky. This was like a charm pack I bought at a local quilt shop. I don't know, I just liked it. And then I've got like lining, it's lined with some fabric. Anyway, so this is Cats and Cocoa by the Artsy Housewife. This is pretty much my focus piece. Usually I take a piece and I make sure I stitch on it every day. Usually put about 200 or so stitches in. My goal is to have this finished this month in August. So here we are. This is Cats and Cocoa. Yeah. I don't know. I just love the design style of this. kind of reminds me of Tom and Jerry, the mammy, where she's standing on like the coffee table. You only see the mammy's legs. Anyway, I just like, also Gigi is a fun stitch as well. She does a lot of block stitching, so I just enjoy that kind of stitch. Okay, info on this baby. This one here is 141 wide by 153 high. Now I am using DMCs for this. Gigi does use fancy floss, but I'm just using the DMC conversion. I think it works fine. This is being stitched on, what is this stitched on? Okay, this is 18 count fiber on a whim in the color Dunes. So, this has a total of 11,870 stitches, so decent size. And I am at, let's see here, I'm at 68%, so I'm definitely on par to finish this month. I've got about another 3,700 stitches to put in this baby, so not bad. And it's a fun stitch, like I really enjoy stitching on this. Okay, smaller one. This is called June. Picture. Okay. Okay, here is June by the Prairie Schoolers. Now I am working on this one right here, and I have made some modifications. So I decided to take out the phrase up there and that picture of the little girl. And instead, I'm just doing the house, and I just brought this border down. So I will show you now where I'm at. So this is mine. Also, this is all DMC. I think she charts in DMC. Prairie Schoolers. Yeah, so everything's charted in DMC, so I'm just using the colors as suggested. This is a yellowy fabric. So this is on 18 count Grace Notes fabric called A Girl Worth Fighting For. Now, based on the modifications I made, this is 92 by 100, so almost a square. And it's about 5,152 stitches. So I'm actually pretty far along on this. Let's see, I am at 73% with this one. And let's see, I have about 1,400 stitches to go. Now I kind of stopped working on this because I'm working on these other summery projects. So this will probably languish until early next summer, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So now I kind of stitch whatever I want, whenever I want, but I do have a loose rule to only have one whip by each designer. So I'm stitching a variety of things. And then once I finish that project of that designer, then I can start something else by that designer. So far I'm holding true to that, but we'll see. They're my rules. I can do whatever I want. All right, next up is Enchanting Butterflies. Okay, so I mentioned that I'm in the Cotton and Twine subscription, so this was April's design. So this is what it looks like. This is by Velvet Pony. And I think she called it Enchanting Butterflies. All DMC, stitched on 16 count Aida. I'm not sure, it's like a blue. Here is where I am at. Yeah, I just said Zweigart blue. It's like, you know, that crunchy Aida, which I don't mind stitching on, but as you can see, it's very crunchy. Anyway, I've made pretty decent progress with this one too. I'm at 50%. 50%. It's surprisingly large. I mean, there's a lot of stitches to get in there. There's a total of 6,400 stitches, and I've done about 3,200. So I'm just right at 50%. Velvet Pony. Okay. Let's see here. Next up is Dreaming of Summer. Are you sensing a theme here? I'm really doing a lot of very summery projects. I am sort of a seasonal stitcher. I do tend to kind of stick within the season that I am in. Okay, so Dreaming of Summer. Let me first show you the picture. This is by Love Poppet, and I bought a digital digital pattern. I might not actually have a photo. Let me see. Yeah, I just have kind of like a mock-up. So this is what we have here. I just thought it was pretty. And it's a little tiny house with a lot of flowers. It's really not that big, this one. Let's see. It is 5,496 stitches. This is where I'm at. I've stitched about 41%. So I still have about 3,200 stitches to go. I'm using all DMC. And let's see, this color. It's a very neutral fabric. Let's see if I can find, this is 16 count Be Stitch Me in the color Hearthstone. So there we are. Oh, I do have the dimensions. It is 124 by 96. So, okay. By Love Poppet. Okay. All right, now we're moving on to, so this is the one that is kind of out of season. Here's another bag I made. This is Tula Pink fabric. And then I have this pretty polka dot inside. This one, also a digital pattern. This one is called Graveyard Guardian by Sprouting Lupine. So here is a picture to show you. Here is this one. So more of a Halloweenish Samhain type image, but it came up in a card pool, so that's why I worked on it. I didn't do a lot on this one this month, but just a little. This will become my focus piece when I get to probably September, October time. So here I am. This is where I'm at. Now this is a 16 count stitch me in the color Frappuccino. It's kind of like, well, my oldest said it looked like a bruise, but I actually think it's fine. It's like a purple, it's like a taupey purple, muted taupey purple modeling. Flesh colored, as my kid would say. This is all DMC thread. This one, let's give you the dimensions of this baby. This is 154 by 154, so it'll be a square. It is 11,320 stitches, and I have stitched 19.5%, so that is about 2,200 stitches. So I have a ways to go with this one. Yeah. So anyway, 2 more and then we're done. Okay. So this one, oh, is it pretty? I just fell in love when I saw it come out. This one is from Kathy Barrick, from Velvet to Linen. Just beautiful. Love this. Now this one, Kathy charted in silks. I am using her DMC conversion. I did have to modify one of the colors because once I started stitching it, there wasn't enough contrast between the 2 colors, so I had to change it. So here is where I am at, making headway. So what I had to change was the outline of this flower here, the color that she had to fill in, which this is the color right here, filled in. See how it's a very creamy color? If you look on the image, it was a very creamy color, so I tried to match that. In the DMC conversion, you couldn't, it was almost the same color as the outline of the flower, and I could not see the difference, so I unpicked it, picked it out, put it back a different color. So that's all I did. I can tell you what it was. Let's see here. No, I don't have my flosses over here. Anyway, if you want to know, ask and I shall tell you. All right, so this one is, now it's not very big size-wise, but it is dense. So let's take a look-see here. This is it's 138 by 174. Let's see, which is 14,865 stitches. I have done 2,045. This is stitched on, what is this stitch on? This is an 18 count. I know that this is an 18 count. 18 count Grace Notes fabric, Nouveau, in Nouveau. It is like a, again, my child with the descriptions. She's like, it looks like, you know, like a sweaty rag. You know, like someone sweated on it and got old and yellowed. Anyway, I actually like it. I think it looks just fine. So that's where we are with that. Okay. When I told my kids I was gonna film, they were like, how long do you think it'll be? I said, oh, probably like an hour. I'm looking at the time right now. Yep, it's 54 minutes. Okay, so this is called Autumn Flowers, and this is by Al Forrest Embroidery. Now, I am not fortunate enough to have gotten the Al Forrest threads, so I'm stitching it with their DMC conversion, which admittedly is a crappy conversion. So I did change a few things up, and I will say I'm kind of not loving this because I don't have like their variegated threads, so just throwing that out there. This is like, I don't know. I'm still stitching it, but it's not my favorite. Here it is in all its glory. with the beautiful variegated thread. I'm sorry for that glare, guys. Yeah, so mine isn't quite gonna look like that. Now I am stitching mine on a purple fabric. So here is my fabric. This is a, let's see, Huckleberry, I believe, by Bee Stitch Me. Let me just double check that. 16 count Huckleberry by Bee Stitch Me. So this thread is actually a variegated floss that I had left over from another project. But the others are DMC. Oh wait, this is also a variegated color. This is Weeks, and this is, I don't remember. Anyway, that's where we're at with that. This one is kind of a biggie. 205 by 205. It's 14,572 stitches. I am at 14.5%. I've done 2,118 stitches. In case you were wondering, I start everything in the middle. So I'm a middle starter. All right, that was my last whip. Now, what I want to share with you is haul. So apparently I bought a lot of stuff this month. It's funny, you don't realize how much you buy until you kind of compile it all. So I had my 3 starts, which were these guys. So I did buy these patterns this month. So my Welcome Home, my Sweater Weather, no, well, she calls it Sweater Weather, but it's Summer Sunflower. And then In Nature by the Blueberry Ridge. Additionally, I purchased these other ones. So S is for Sunflower. This is by Yasmin Made with Love. I plan on starting this one this month. Here is a Spring Quaker. Top Knot Stitcher had a sale. So like I got this for like $3. Same with this one, Summer Squirrel by the Blue Flower. I think they were like $3, so I kind of went ham. What else? Okay, so I'm also in a couple of clubs. So I am in the Grace Notes Fabric Club. I get 18 count Aida. I do the alternate from neutral to color. This one is really quite pretty. This is called Forest Moon. It's a like greenish blue color, which I just really like this. I have no idea how good this is coming across on camera. So anyway, Forest Moon is this one. And then I got from Bee Stitch Me. So this month must have been the neutral, because I'm in where the Bee Stitch Me also alternates neutral to colorful. This is 16 count. I get 16 count Bee Stitch Me. And this is Weathered Relic. This is kind of like a, how would I describe this? It's like a heathered bluish gray color. Also another nice color. Like a stormy sky, kind of makes me think. All right, so those are my 2 fabrics. I also joined the Flamingo Toes Needle Minder club, so I'm sure you guys have seen this. This is the needle minder for July. And then the pattern is the same. It's exactly the same as the needle minder. And you get the DMC, you get a full skein of the DMC floss to stitch. So this is essentially what the pattern is gonna look like. You get both the cross stitch and embroidery. So, okay, and then I bought some fabric to make another bag. So I met some local stitchers and we had a meetup was it last Friday? Yeah, it was last Friday. So I was at a quilt shop that I didn't know about, but anyway, I bought this charm pack. This is called Hummingbird Days. Here is, I bought a half a yard of this to do the lining, but so it's got like coordinating, it's a little charm pack with coordinating fabric, so I'll make a bag with this. So bought that. All right, so that's my haul. Let's see, plans. Just plan to keep on stitching. My husband and I today, we're gonna go see the new Spider-Man movie. So that's gonna be fun. I've heard it's really good. So looking forward to that. I've been watching Survivor with my oldest. So I watched Survivor 50 and really enjoyed it. So now I've started to go back from the first season, season 1 all the way. I plan on watching all of them. So we just finished season 25. So really enjoying that. We watch it in the evenings and we stitch. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. Yeah, I'm already at an hour, so this is a long one. I think I'll leave it there and I'll be back. My plans are to do this once a month. The first Saturday of the month is my thinking. I might throw in some extras. I don't know. We'll see where the wind takes me. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm happy to join the community and I'll see you later.